Thanks to our sponsor, OneDayDecisions.com, the fastest way to settle and to get paid without court, collections, or credit damage. That's OneDayDecisions.com. This is the Biz Call. Thanks to our sponsor, OneDayDecisions.com, the fastest way to settle and to get paid without court, collections, or credit damage. That's OneDayDecisions.com.
Question 1. What is your name?
Randall Heer.
Question 2. What is the name of your business?
Vista Studios.
Question 3. Describe your business in 1 or 2 or 3 sentences.
Vista Studios is a full-service multi-camera studio designed to support live productions and digital capture and anything in between, and support content creators in any style of production that they're looking to work in.
So somebody can come in and do just audio, someone can do video, the whole thing under one roof, yeah?
Yes, in any kind of variety. Our intention was to create a ready-to-go turnkey environment where people could just walk in and get to work.
Okay, now question 4. What is your revenue model? How do you make your money?
Our revenue model is based upon the premise of having everything ready to go for a producer. There's nothing more cost-effective than having all the systems in place ready to go. So our revenue model is offering stages with all of the associated equipment in place, fully commissioned, ready to be utilized. Our goal was to solve the problem of having to assemble a production every time over and over again. You can't get more efficient than having everything standing by, pre-tested, ready to go to work. So that's our business model. It's stages and technology and the trained personnel to support productions.
Okay, so that's your business model. But when I ask revenue model, are you charging a fee? Do you charge by the hour? How does that go?
We work on a project-by-project basis, so it's generally on the number of days of production. And as I said, stages and technology and crewing, in the current environment of Los Angeles, those are different business verticals where there are independent companies that do stages, there are independent companies that offer technology, there are individuals who do technical management, there are transmission companies. Our goal was to take all of these different business verticals, put them all under one roof, and gain the efficiencies and economy of scale of having them all pre-configured under one roof in a turnkey fashion. Rather than assembling them every time you have to do a production, you can walk in knowing that everything's there ready to go, and it's the most efficient way of assembling all these really challenging technologies. Have them ready to go, and that way the producer can just walk in and say, this week I'm doing this live show, next week I'm doing this digital capture show, and the infrastructure is flexible and fluid enough to handle any variation.
So if somebody is interested in doing business with you, they're going to tell you everything you want. You're going to get back to them with a project fee, yeah?
Yes, and we're going to break it down on a line item detail. So we have a cost structure of making money off of our stages, off of our technology, off of our technical personnel, off of our transmission, and so on. So rather than just having one business vertical of just offering stages, we offer a turnkey package that has 5 or 6 or 7 different components that funnel into it, and that's how we make our money.
Okie doke. Question 5. Are you brick and mortar, online, or both?
We're a brick and mortar business, and our online is really changing in the sense that we don't have an online store, but one of the new businesses that we're doing has an online component, as in we're doing common internet transmission, talkbacks, webinars, and things for agencies and other clients. So, but it's predominantly a brick and mortar studio.
Okie doke. Question 6, and this is my favorite one. How did you decide to get into this business?
Kind of an interesting backstory. My mother was one of the first women in television in 1973, and she's kind of an amazing lady who had experience shooting and editing her own film footage in the 1970s. She was an on-air talent. She's been a very successful producer. She kind of was my entree into the business. I got my first job working in television in 1984, and I was a runner, just a daily hire messenger. and I got excited about being around live events, live television, and I had the incredible good fortune of walking onto the Metro Media Studios lot in 1984 as a young guy, and it was just this incredible buzz of activity and exciting things going on, all different types of shows being shot, lighting department working, the scenic design build shop working, and it was just this unbelievable environment to be around. I mean, we're making shows and exciting stuff every day, and I was hooked. It was just the ultimate thing to dedicate your life to as far as I was concerned.
Very good. Question 7. And I think we know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Why would customers choose you over your competition?
Well, we're unique in that we've built the most cost-effective production model in the industry. And by cost-effective, I mean we've done all the heavy lifting and all the hard work before our customers ever come in. And no one else in the marketplace has done that. You've got kind of a fragmented style of producing in the LA production world, and we've taken on the hard work and the heavy lifting of making it easier. And that's one of the things we think we can offer is there's nothing more cost-effective than all these systems are ready to go. They've all been technically troubleshot. There are no known issues of any kind. Everything's been properly set up, and you've got a team of people on standby to support whatever your vision is. And right now, we don't have anyone in the marketplace that competes directly with us. No one else is doing exactly what we're doing. We're bringing something to the marketplace that is a little bit different.
Yeah, and for those of you listening who have or are thinking about getting into audio-video production, I can tell you, because back in the day I was in the ad business and did TV commercials, and it's way more in terms of resources and talents and places where you have to go from one place to the other than you think. It's not just whipping out your iPhone and then uploading. So when you're serious about production, I imagine one-stop shop has to be just much better.
It solves I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It solves a lot of the problems, and you know it's the hardest thing out there is to do something live because you have one chance to get it right, and you don't want to trust that to something that was just put together or just pieced together. You know, you want to trust a live, high-profile production to something that's been commissioned and has been in operation for years. That's where you get good reliability and consistency. And you know, the live work we do is some of the toughest, most challenging work that a lot of people don't want to take on. So that's what we specialize in, and what we love the most is doing the live.
God, you're bringing back all kinds of heart attacks and nightmares from my previous career.
Does someone owe you money?
Do you owe someone money?
Nobody wins in court. And everyone hates collections. You lose time and money for missing work. Be smart. Go online.
Get the matter settled now at onedaydecisions.com.
You fill out a form. They fill out a form.
One Day Decisions does the rest.
The matter gets settled fast, and you're done.
No court.
No collections. No lawyers.
No credit damage.
No legal bills.
No staring down the other guy in court.
You could get started for free.
And you can pay what you owe on a credit card.
They get their money. You get on with your life.
And it's over.
Done. Anywhere in the country.
This isn't mediation.
This isn't arbitration.
This isn't court.
This is getting it settled so you both can move on with your lives.
Get it done. Get it over with.
In as little as 1 day.
One Day Decisions, the fastest way to settle without court, collections, or credit damage.
Okay, so number 8, if you have one, what's your exit strategy or long-term goal for the business?
You know, we've always talked about internally as a group that if we work on our day-to-day process, the midterm and the long-term goals and results will take care of themselves. So we never got ahead of ourselves in terms of, you know, an elaborate roadmap. You build a great brand, a great reputation, and a great client book of business, and then you let everything kind of settle out from there. But what we're kind of thinking of is, as we're coming out of this latest COVID challenge of the last couple of years, we're thinking in terms of, you know, growing our business organically, maybe finding a larger company that we can strategically partner with and leverage a national, international sales presence to help us expand our reach. And then, long term, we'd like to be able to deploy what we've done on a smaller footprint, much larger. We've got 50,000 square feet now, but there's so much demand in the marketplace that we could easily have something 5 times the size and not be overbuilt. So that's the long-term plan. But first things first, we take care of our day-to-day process and build a great company, and then we'll go after midterm goals next.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so along with that, question 9, what are you doing to increase your business?
COVID was a real challenge because so many things were affected by it. You couldn't put people close together in close proximity in a control room, so it was really challenging for us. But, in COVID, we doubled the size of our company, took on an entire second building, 2 additional stages. We made capital infrastructure purchases to expand all of our technical capabilities. We embraced the ability to deliver what are called REMI remotes. They're called REMIs as in remote integration. It's a term that was used by ESPN. They developed it for the X Games down in Austin, Texas many years ago when they had so many venues that it was too expensive to roll trucks. They just brought all the cameras back to Bristol, Connecticut. So REMIs are one of the things that we focused on. And what it's done is it's set us up for what happened after COVID, which we think we're seeing a tremendous boom in production that's going to happen, where we have to catch up on a lot of things that have been put on hold for the last couple of years. So we doubled the footprint, we bought new gear, and we've gotten into new business verticals, doing REMIs, and now we've just launched a new product called Profitability, which is a remote editing solution that allows production companies to shut down their own officing and let people work at home, which is the new wave that's caught on during COVID. And all of the media, the technology, can be housed in our facility with all of the high value protections of generator and ATS and UPS. And then production companies can cut back on the amount of office space they have to rent and operate more efficiently. So we've done about 4 or 5 different things to try and increase our business.
Okay. So that's from a capacity offering. But then let's go to question 10, and that is specifically with regard to marketing. If you do any marketing of your business, how do you do it, and how do you measure your marketing success?
Well, it's changed over the last 3 or 4 years, and I think it's become dramatically more sophisticated. So right now we have LinkedIn advertising campaigns that are active. We have Google ad campaigns that are active. We participate in several trade shows, conventions, where we are high-level sponsors of the event. We host events on our own property, and we very carefully choose times when we do direct outreach to a database of potential customers that we've built over the last 5 years that is now over about 3,000. So we've got a broad reach. So we're hitting it on multiple different levels. It's changed because you really don't get to go out and meet with people in their offices anymore. That's been really curtailed. So you have to use these other electronic methods, and you have to be very targeted about the message you're trying to get across. And then the simple way that we're measuring our success is we always have a questionnaire about where did someone find out about us. And the amazing thing is even though we're doing all these different campaigns with, we think, a great deal of subtlety, most of the new leads we get are word of mouth from a trusted colleague to another colleague, from someone who has worked at our studio to someone who's looking for a studio. That's been, the most amazing thing, which is just good word of mouth makes a difference.
Yeah, I totally buy that, especially in your business. Okay, question 11. Yes or no, don't have to go into it. Are you profitable?
Yes.
Good. Yay. Question 12. How many employees do you have?
Right now, we have 7 full-time employees, and that's our base configuration. We add staff as projects come on board and as long-term contracts are secured. We increase our count as needed, but it's basically 7 people full-time to manage our financial operations, our marketing operations, and our engineering technical core.
Good. Okay. Question 13 and 14, two sides of the exact same coin. Since you've been in the business, what's been the best decision you've made so far?
The best decision I made so far was to build the facility as a turnkey facility, having everything ready to go. That was the best decision because it offers us something unique in the marketplace, and it's been a difference maker for us in terms of how we can talk to our clients about what we can offer. That's been the best decision.
And just for people listening too, let's not minimize the fact that in your case, because I ask this question a lot to people, but in your case, you're really stepping up with a major capital commitment. I mean, you're putting your money where your mouth is here.
Oh yeah, there's no question.
It's cheap.
Oh, it's nothing. It's not cheap. It's the heavy lifting. It's the expensive part of doing mission critical productions. Not only did we have to buy all the equipment, design, build, and integrate it all, but we had to build out the facility, the infrastructure of power and air conditioning, just to be able to put all of that in the building. So it's 2 layers of commitment. It's a lot.
It's a lot. That's a lot of heavy lifting. Okay, question 14. Since you've been in the business, what has been the worst decision you've made so far?
The worst decision I made so far is that I had a larger number that we were raising to fund the company. And I always think of capital as a tool. It's not anything other than something to be used for an end result. And in the process of raising the money and working with investors, I got talked into a lower raise than in my heart of hearts I thought we needed and we should have to drive our margins. So because of the 2 steps of things we were doing, building a facility and putting in equipment, we should have had more capital at hand in order to deploy it to drive our margins sooner. We've accomplished it, but we could have done it faster if we had raised the more money up front.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, that brings us to question 15. Is there anything that we didn't go over that maybe you'd like to throw in there that you think our listeners would be interested in?
Well, I think what's kind of interesting for us is that the studio business is a booming business right now, and you're seeing all of these big corporate entities participating in the studio business, and I think it's all changing right now, and I think the world's starting to recognize what we at Vista Studios built. The old model in Los Angeles is a 4-wall model where you rent a stage and you assemble a production every time you have to put one together. That's extremely inefficient, and you duplicate labor time and time again. And the more big, powerful companies, the Apples and the Amazons, are getting into media content creation, the more they're going to need the kind of turnkey solutions that we've put together. So we think that we were a little bit ahead of the curve, and we think the market is beginning to catch up to what we've done and what we can offer. And we're very excited about the next year, especially coming out of COVID and having, we think, the right solution for a lot of timely challenges. So we're excited for what comes next.
Very good. Okay, so one more time, give us the name of the business, the URL where people can find more information, and anything else you got. Go ahead. URL and the name of the business.
You can find us at www.vistastudios.com, and the name of the company is Vista Studios.
Awesome. Thanks again for your time. This has been terrific.
Rob, thank you so much. Great talking with you.
If you'd like to plug your business on the BizCall podcast, simply visit thebizcall.com and fill out the form. If you become a guest, you'll receive a free lifetime membership to the BizCall discussion and networking list. If you're too shy, you can still join the BizCall list at thebizcall.com.